Right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. This lesson is going to be based on this warehouse fire that they say is one of the largest in the U.S. and could burn for days. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, some words will you edify. It says a massive fire at a Tracy warehouse complex was burning out of control Thursday afternoon and sending a huge plume of black smoke into the air. The fire broke out at a little before 1 p.m. at the Medline Distribution Center, a medical supply warehouse in the 5700 block of Promontory Parkway, just south of Interstate Highway 205 and west of the downtown area, according to Tracy Police Department spokesperson Kaylin Hefner. So far, no injuries have been reported, but the roughly 1 million square foot warehouse was fully engulfed in flames and continues to burn, according to the South San Joaquin County Fire Authority. This is a massive fire that destroyed a medical distribution facility in Tracy has left about 1,000 employees out of work and raised concerns about the supply of critical medical goods as officials and companies work to limit ongoing impacts. The building and everything inside it were destroyed in the blaze, affecting the distribution of medical supplies across Northern California. Officials said plans are in place to address both the supply disruptions and the employment fallout. On Friday morning, several semi-trucks that were undamaged by the flames or smoke left the Medline facility carrying medical supplies, marking the first movement in or out of the site since the fire began. Tracy Mayor Dan Ariola said the fire has created multiple challenges for the city. Said we're really proud of efforts of our law enforcement, fire, and city staff have done to address the public safety impacts. We are concerned about the public health impacts, and we are working with California Air Resource Board to address those concerns as well. At this point, we're really concerned about the employees. The Tracy facility serves as a local distribution center, primarily supporting Northern California, including Sutter Health in the Bay Area. A Sutter Health spokesperson said the system is monitoring the situation and has contingency plans in place. In a statement, the spokesperson said, like other health systems, we are closely monitoring the situation, and added, at this time, we do not anticipate broad impacts. While the outlook for medical supply distribution appears stable for now, the situation remains uncertain for workers displaced by the fire. Antonio Talavera, an employee at the facility, said he has received limited information about next steps Thursday night when we spoke with him. Said my supervisor brought up something about the workers being distributed among nearby distributor centers. But other than that, we all kind of just in the dark right now. Some employees may be reassigned to other facilities while staffing agencies are working to help others find new jobs. EmployNet a staffing and recruiting company in nearby Manteca is connecting displaced workers with similar opportunities. So the customer I've worked with, they do love folks that come from that industry because their warehouse operations are very similar when it comes to their racking system. You know how they operate, said Mary Vasquez, a branch manager at Employment. So this could definitely just be an easy transition for folks. Yeah, but see, this is what the Lord is doing in these last days. And through the Spirit, I've been speaking quite heavily about this, how the Lord was going to continue to destroy these warehouses and all of these different places where people work. So not only are different companies and businesses shutting down because they can no longer afford to stay open, but now the Lord is destroying them, with fires, with storms and tempests. And a lot of people are just being left out with nothing. And because the economy royally sucks, it's hard for people to find a job. People go damn near a year without being able to lock down a new job. It's a very scary time. Welcome to the last days. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's what the Lord visited that warehouse with, the flame of devouring fire. That warehouse is destroyed now, and all of those people don't really have anywhere to go. And, like I've been saying, this summer is going to be very intense and full of a lot of destruction and many great miseries. Like it says in 2 Ezra 8:50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. See, there's a lot of people out here who think things are pretty good for them. They had a good job, they had their own place, things were stable. The Lord is about to flip everything upside down and make things incredibly unstable for these people, which is exactly what the men of the Lord have been warning people about. Isaiah 48:22, there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. And that's right. There is not going to be any peace for these people. All of these wicked people whom the Lord is angry with, they are about to experience those many great miseries that the scriptures speak of. And people losing their jobs and not being able to find another one, knowing that, you have bills that you have to pay. If you can't pay for your cars, they get repossessed. Things become very, very dire, very serious. People can't pay medical bills. People can't afford groceries. Like, it's not just losing a job. It's not like people can just snap their fingers and bounce back and get a new job. It is that bad out here. Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion, Selah. And that's right. The Heavenly Father is known by his judgment. And the destruction of these warehouses that result in thousands of people being without a job, that is judgment from the Lord. As I've said before, when the Lord passes judgment, it doesn't always have to be physical. Someone doesn't always have to get wounded or killed. The Lord can hurt you physically. He can hurt you mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally. He can hurt you in every possible way. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people severely underestimate what the Lord is capable of doing. But in these last days, in these days of vengeance, the Lord is going to show them what he is capable of doing. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And that's right. Every morning the Heavenly Father brings his righteous judgments to light. Him destroying churches, him destroying warehouses, him destroying people's businesses, like those, I forget what it's called, but like those row of businesses that are all locked together, and then a fire starts in one of them and it just spreads to all of them. The wildfires, the brush fires, the earthquakes, the storms, the tempests, the shootings, the stabbings, the power outages, the heat waves, all, volcano eruptions, riots. All of these different things are judgments from the Heavenly Father. This is how he's continuing to punish these wicked people with whom he is angry with. So, Luke 21 and 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Yeah, and the Lord sending that flame of devouring fire is something written, and it is clearly being fulfilled. And we're going to see a lot more destructive and deadly fires in these last days. First Peter 3 and 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. And you'll have a lot of simple-minded people out here that'll be like, oh, those people are just going to work. They're not hurting anybody. So why should they, lose their job? Because it's a lot deeper than what you understand. These people are wicked people. Maybe not every single one of them, but a good enough majority of them. And the Lord, he's stripping away that peace and that comfort that these people had, which emboldened them to do wickedness. James 4 and 9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. And that is exactly what is happening. As the Lord brings more judgment upon the earth, these wicked people are left afflicted and mourning and weeping. They lost their job. They're severely struggling to get by and make ends meet. Maybe they lost a couple of loved ones recently. People are stressed out. They're angry. They're sad. They're scared. They're depressed. And this is them reaping what they've sown. They've angered the Lord. They've provoked him unto wrath. And this is the result of that. And it's going to get a whole lot worse. These people, a lot of people are ready to crash out right now. And it's nowhere near as bad as it's going to get. The Lord hasn't even begun to really open the floodgates of judgment upon these people. So, for all these people that are already at the edge because of what they're going through, hey, the Lord got so much more in store for these people. And this is why brothers are constantly saying we gotta stay prayed up. You gotta continue to watch. You gotta continue to be circumspect, because you just never know when or where or how the judgments of the Lord are gonna take place. And you don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want to get caught in the middle of it. But these are the last days. And the Lord is going to continue to bring a lot of destruction and misery and chaos and heaviness to this earth, to this world which he made, to punish these wicked people who have provoked him unto wrath. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash, the Wada Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath. Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up at Adawan, Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.